So as shown in the intro, I'm going to show you how to make the shake, and as you can see down here, all of my clips have successfully been made already. The transitions are all done, so now we just got to start on how I do my shakes. So first things first, I'm gonna open up my position and rotation by pressing P and Shift then R, which will show these parts at the bottom down here. And the way I make my bouncy type shake, I first move the keyframes around 1 to 5 behind the composition and 1 to 5 near the end of the composition. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to put down a keyframe on this position and rotation, and then at the end of our clip we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4 again and click that and that. And next we're going to put the values of it. But before we do that, I need to like separate the dimensions. You right click and then click separate dimensions, just like that. And then that separates the keyframes. Next we're gonna make this Y position. I normally make it, for these cam styles, I make it around maybe like 70. So we're gonna try out with 70 on this part, and 74 over here, just like that. And then in the middle of our pre-composition, we're gonna put a keyframe in the middle, like so, and we're gonna make it go down to minus the amount. Normally people can go for like negative the exact amount, so like negative 70, this will also be negative 70. But for me, I make it half the amount, so maybe about 35 or 30. So we do that now. And then next we are going to do the rotation. So we're going to move the rotation around about, depends how bouncy you want it. This is all based on how bouncy you want the shake to be after with the little rotations. So I'm going to make mine maybe 3 to 4. I'm going to sit with 3 for now. And then we're going to make the other side also minus 3. So it's got to be minus the amount. Once we're done with that, we're going to right click this, keyframe assistant, easy ease it, and we're going to remove the keyframes for the X position since we don't need that. And now I'm going to see how this looks. And that made the shake a little bouncy. You can adjust it however you want. I might make this a bit bouncier maybe, I might make this go up a little more, maybe to like 35, 36 maybe. See how that looks. And now we are going to put this onto this next composition. So what I normally do is I right click this, edit, copy here. You can also press Control C, sorry. You press Control C to copy, and then we go a couple frames in front of the pre-comp here. We go back the same amount that this one has set. So we're going to move this back by 4 keyframes, like so. And then we are going to paste the keyframes. We're going to press, or for you guys you can also press Control V to paste it. So now we have it here. And the way I make it blend in with the other rotations, we go from minus to minus. So I'm going to move this keyframe, the rotation, we're going to move the rotation to the front and then move the +1 to the back. Basically we just swap the keyframes. The simplest way to put it is we just swap the keyframes around for rotation. And then we also adjust the keyframes here, 2 at the end, and we make sure it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we also move the middle to be more, the middle keyframe to be more in the middle of the pre-comp, just like that. And now it should blend in with the transition, just like that. Now it smoothly goes together. And then you're basically just gonna repeat that for the rest of your pre-comps to the very end, which is what I'm going to do right now. Now sometimes there's going to be moments where you might have to adjust the transition because the keyframes struggle to blend in with the transitions. So when that happens, all you have to do is just make like minor adjustments to things like the rotation. For like a zoom out rotation, for example, I will probably have to change this to a minus so it can match with the keyframes. I may also need to adjust these keyframes for the rotation to also be over here instead of it being a plus. Instead of it starting with a plus, I'll make it start with a minus instead, just so it blends in with the rotation of the transition. Alright, now that I have done that successfully, it looks a lot better now. I'm going to continue pasting the keyframes of the rotation to the end. And there we have it, the shake is now completely done, and as you can see it's blending pretty well, and that is how I make my shakes. I hope this was an okay tutorial. It's my first time doing this. Do let me know in the comments if you want different tutorials or any more in the future about different things like transitions, certain transition I do, etc. Or give me some advice, give me some critiques. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, that'll do it, I guess. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.